tonight on the Just Mo Show, we have the long-awaited interview with one of the most popular all-female metal bands, heavily demanded to bring to Barrow and Furnace. They're coming. April 26th, 2024 for Roosters Rock Festival. We present to you Lady Rage. You will not want to miss this event. Tickets will be on sale soon. Lady Rage in Barrow Furnace Cloud 9 for Roosters Rock Festival. See you all there. Welcome back to the Just Mo Show. How are you all doing today? We've got a very special guest. We've got very highly demanded and very popular all-female metal band. We've got none other than Lady Rage. Today I'm joined, I believe, with the lead guitarist and lead singer of the band. They're going to introduce themselves to you in just a second. Like I said, I do have a few questions for you, and I truly do appreciate as well you ladies taking the time out of your very busy schedule, because I know that you ladies are very, very busy. So I truly do appreciate you taking the time to have this little chat. But first and foremost, why don't you introduce yourselves to everybody watching?
Okay, I'm Siren Psycho, and I'm the lead vocalist of Lady Rage.
And I'm Nika, and I'm the guitarist in Lady Rage. Hi.
Alright, that's fantastic. So, my first question for you girls is, when did you decide to make the band?
Because I've been in a lot of bands with guys, after leaving the last one, I decided I want to make like an all-girl punk rock band, and I did. I tried to do it like a few years before, and it didn't really work out because it's hard to find female musicians and hard to find good female musicians, so I kind of gave up. But yeah, when I formed Lady Rage, it worked out. I found the first lineup. All the musicians have been good. The lineup has changed a few times, but yeah, I wanted an all-girl band, and I found one. Got them all together.
Oh wow! So how long have you all been together?
I started it in 2019, so for about 4 years, yeah, just over 4 years.
Wow! So it's not been an awful long time then since the band's been together. It's been some time, but not as long as some of the other bands that I've spoken to here and there. I mean, I think Well Rid, when I spoke to them, I think they were one of the bands that have been together the shortest amount of time. And then there was Neon Oracle, who was another band that I interviewed. I think they'd been together for about, 4 or 5 months, something like that. They've not long just gotten together. Yeah. And that's when I was just like, so to hear that it's been 4 years, I mean, you know, yeah. I have kept up to date with all of your social medias, etc., especially with Facebook, etc. Seeing you girls going to different gigs, etc., and you know, we've had a lot of people, myself, Ed, We've had a lot of people from Barrow heavily requesting you to be in Barrow. We got pestered for it, and so finally we're so excited to be able to finally get you to Barrow and to Cloud9. So are you excited to play in Barrow for the first time?
Yeah, especially if we get a 500 people crowd. That'd be good.
Yeah, that's our goal.
Yeah.
That sounds exciting.
Yes, I mean
Yeah.
that's what everybody wants, don't they, at the end? Because I think the grand total is 520. I think that's the grand capacity total. But normally we like to have it around 250, 300, so we can actually walk around a little bit.
No, let's get it up.
Yeah.
Let's get it up to 500.
It can be quite compact.
Squash them in, that's fine.
Because even I
Everyone
said
will
to,
fit
even
in.
I asked Ed about that, and he just sort of went, "Not interested." I was like, "What do you mean you're not interested?" He's like, "I need to walk around." I went, "It's not my fault." It's like, it's 520 capacity. Like, come on now. My
Exactly, make
goodness.
the most of it.
Yeah.
Even I've said, make the most of it, get as many as you can. I
Yeah.
said even 450. I said 450, you're perfect.
Yeah.
So you're not
Yeah.
quite sold out. You are literally on the brink.
Yeah.
So so like I said, you girls have been together for 4 years now. So where do you see yourselves in 5 years' time?
World domination by then, taking over the world. No, probably like, I don't know, we're about to write our first album, so that will
Oh,
be
wow.
recorded in December and out early next year, like February next year. So, I don't know, 5 years' time, I have no idea to be honest, but we want to get some like tours done, write and record more music, get on some supports with good bands on the tour, play festivals as well. We want to get on some festivals, so usual progression of a band. But yeah, like Nika's just not joined that long ago. How long have you been in the band? Like 6 months?
Yeah, I joined in January actually this
Oh,
year. So it's like a little bit over half a year in Lady Rage, really.
Wow. So
relatively new.
yeah. Why is that? Was there an implication of sorts with stuff?
Our last guitarist left just for like, well, it's still on good terms with her, just for other reasons.
Ah,
So she left at the end of last year, and then I advertised, and luckily Nika rescued us, and she's an excellent guitarist and saved the day and fits in really well. We get on well, we get on really well. So yeah,
oh,
happy
Yeah.
with
yeah,
it.
that's fantastic. Because that must be really really nice to you've had a former band member. They've probably been in the band for pretty much the get going. Unfortunate, unseen circumstances have got in the way, and then they've had to step away. But you've still
Yeah.
found someone that's, if not even better, to replace them, and that must be fantastic because it is probably one of the most difficult things for bands to, when that sort of stuff happens, to be able to find an individual that has got the same amount of talent or even anywhere near as much more talent or potential, etc. It's very very difficult in the music industry to find someone that
Yeah.
that can replace a former band member. It really really must be.
Especially female musicians as well.
Yeah.
It's so hard to find.
Wow.
We kept going. We're still here.
That's all we can do is just keep on kicking. So you mentioned festivals. Have you performed at any festivals before? If so, which festival have you performed at?
We played like mini festivals before, but the main bigger festival we played was Rebellion Festival last year.
Oh wow.
On I think like the introducing stage, whatever the stage is for like unsigned bands. And that went down really well. We played after Rum Kicks. I don't know if you've heard of them, like an all-girl Korean band. We played after them anyway, and it went well. We were surprised, like being an unknown band, we were surprised how many people turned up to support us. It went pretty well. It was Nika unfortunately didn't play because she wasn't in the band yet. But,
Not yet. Yeah.
it was good. It was good. It was good fun.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw some videos. They are sick.
Yeah.
Well, so I mean, festivals as well. Birmingham. That's a very, it's a very big stage festival. Is Birmingham. You know, I believe, you know, Reading as well, Leeds and Reading Festival as well. That's a very big one as well. Birmingham is up there as well. Heard a lot of upcoming bands or some of the big bands that do actually perform in the likes of your Birmingham Festival, your Leeds, your Reading, etc. Those are the sort of festivals that these sort of up and coming bands or some of the big bands normally go to. Those sort of festivals. I mean, when it comes to your music, so I always say to people that, like, I'm not the biggest fan of metal, but I can appreciate good music. And then when Ed showed me you, and this was, I think this was a fair few months ago, I think it was about 2 or 3 months ago, and he showed me, he said, oh, we're on about getting these girls in. I was like, all right, okay. And so I gave it a listen. I was like, do you know what? I'm actually very, very impressed, because I'm very, very picky when it comes to music, and especially if it comes to sort of heavy metal and pop punk, etc., etc. I'm very, very picky. But I was very impressed, and I really, really enjoyed it. I can't remember what song it was now, for the life of me. I think it was an early song, I believe, of yours. I'll have to double check and sort of pop it into like a little sort of, you know, script part here in the video, and to tell you what song it was. But I was very impressed with it, and so it was the same with Well Rid. You know, they were a fairly brand new band. They had like maybe 3 songs out, and there was one song that I heard for them called Daggers, and that was the one that I was like, oh wow. And then we heard them perform it live, and they were even better live. So I've got that feeling with you girls as well. I've got that feeling that they're gonna come to Cloud9 in Barrow in Furness, and they're gonna blow the roof off the place. I've got a feeling that these girls are gonna be absolutely phenomenal live. So when it comes to your music, what is the hardest song? What's the hardest song that you've got? What's the hardest song that you've got to play?
The most difficult to play.
The last one, I would say, of our set, we always play this lullaby last.
Oh yeah.
The song I find to play, but I don't know, vocally, I'm not sure about guitar-wise though.
Well, I think yeah, I'll choose this one as well. This is the most intense song that we have, I would say, as well. And like with the highest energy.
We do a cover of Sound of the Underground by Cuz Loud, and that vocally for me is really hard as well to do.
Yeah.
If we get a little bit of that, I think the roof is going to be blown off the place. I can say that right now.
Yeah, I mean, our live stage show is very different from our recordings. Like, it's a different experience. Like, yeah, we like to entertain as well as play the music. Like, actually have like a stage show type thing. We have like, you know, theatrics going on. Things, crowd participation as well as important.
I mean, I can only imagine, because like I said, I've heard a couple of the songs, and I'm just sort of like, God, this lot are gonna just bring the energy. I had the same feeling with another band that we had at our previous events called Malastang. Great guys, two great guys they are. They reminded me of very much of a Tenacious D, sort of like, you know, Cumbria version or a British version of Tenacious D, and you know they're up on stage, and all of a sudden they've got a metal chicken for they put in the raffle, and everyone was fighting over it. I was like, how have they made a metal chicken before the event, brought it, and now everybody's fighting over it? And I think I think Tyne, I believe, she won it at the event, and there was a big kerfuffle. For it. I was like, why is everybody wanting this metal chicken so much? I couldn't believe it. I was lost for words. I'm trying to do interviews and having chats with some of the other band members backstage, and then all of a sudden I'm hearing all this commotion, and Ned's coming up to me and telling me. I'm like, so why are you telling me? Let me focus.
Yeah.
I'm just like, let me focus, I'm doing my job. Then he comes on, he has a chin wag on the live as well. He's like, oh, well, this happened. I went, yeah. God's sake, I'm focused. Oh, God. But that's what we do at the events as well. Not only is it, yes, we're there to work, we're there to be professional, we also try and have a little bit of fun as well. We try to let our hair down, have a couple of beers, etc. Not too much, of course, and just sort of have fun. You know, we're also there, not only to work, we're also here to good music, because if the music isn't good, we're not going to have a good time either. Because we're going to be I don't want to be there with the mic in my hand just going, yeah, this is great, when it's not.
Yeah.
You know, that's not what we want to do. We want to make sure that we bring the best of the best to Barrow, to Cloud9, to make sure that everybody enjoys what they hear. So when they hear you, we're going to have everybody going, we want them back. We've got our Christmas event coming very, very soon as well. And we've got a Madonna tribute. Her name is Laura. I did an interview with Laura recently. And it's her third time coming back.
Oh, wow.
It's her third time coming back. It's the first time ever we've had someone come back 3 times. I think she's the one person that's come back the most times. And it's because that she's been very highly requested to do so. She's very well liked, and she's absolutely fantastic as well. Beautiful voice, and yeah, I was very impressed. Very, very chatterbox. So I was like, I thought I could talk for England. This one can as well. I was like, blimey, my goodness. So when it comes to your songs, is there any favourite song of yours to perform?
Any favourite? Say it again. Sorry.
Is there any song of yours that's a favourite of yours to perform?
Probably the last one is Lullaby. And Bit by
I really
Bit.
love Bit by Bit, yeah.
Yeah, that was our last single that we released last year. Bit by Bit. That's a really fun song to play live as well.
Well, I look forward to hearing that one.
Yeah.
The last of the set. Just cherry on top.
Just cherry on top. Lovely. So I like asking this question to everybody that I interview. It's a bit more on the personal side. I don't normally like to do many personal questions, maybe 1 or 2, as I truly like to try and pick the brains of the people that I interview. So I feel like I get to know them a little bit more on a more personal level. So what I would like to know is, what song truly spoke to you in life? Because we've all had maybe an artist or even if it's just a singular song that truly spoke to you growing up, or even now into your adult years, etc. I mean, for me, I've had a whole plethora of songs in my lifespan of 27 years that I've had songs that have really hit me, and you know, one of them was Supermarket Flowers from Ed Sheeran, and never knew how beautiful the song was until I lost a very, very near and dear family member, which what the song is basically about. I could then reminisce and kind of fall in love with the song even more and kind of hold it very, very close to me. So that hit me on a whole different level when it came to that point. And there's a whole, like, you know, Michael Jackson with a lot of his songs like Man in the Mirror. There's so many songs that I can say that there are songs that just truly hit me. So what song truly spoke to you growing up, or just in life?
Like off the top of my head, I haven't heard this one. Basket Case by Green Day. The Ministry, I don't know if you've heard of Ministry, Al Wilkinson, The Last Sucker. It's like a heavy kind of industrial band.
Nice.
2 Cups of Tea by Star fucking Hipsters. Can I swear? I don't know if I can swear. Bleep it out.
Try not to. Is that, please don't make me do too much editing.
So I
No, I don't want to do too much editing.
editing.
I don't want to be putting a bleep every 5 seconds. I had that for a very, very early interview I had. I think it was like one of the first interviews I had. He swore quite a lot. I was like, oh no. So I had to try and like salvage something from it. Luckily, I was able to, but there was a fair few bleeps in there too. So I was like, some of it was from me, a lot of it was from the person I was interviewing. So I was like, oh, thank God. Oh, Jesus. So what about you, Nika? What song truly spoke to you, either growing up or even now?
For example, Blackbird by Alter Bridge. Yeah. Or The Devil in Eye by Slipknot. This is about like
Oh, gee,
a
yes.
war inside yourself and like try not to go into like negativity, which actually doesn't seem like it, but when you like read between the lines, it actually has very deep meaning and was like very, I don't know, moving to be honest. So yeah, even though it's like a heavy metal song, it's like
Because
has
you never
this
realize
meaning.
it. You never realize it. It doesn't matter what genre of music it is. It could just be you read between the lines and you actually focus on what they're actually saying, what the lyrics are actually, what is actually in the lyrics,
Yeah, exactly.
and then you
Yeah.
kind of switch on and you go, hang on a second, and then you can actually sort of appreciate it on a more personal level, and you just sort of go, wow.
Yeah, exactly. For me, like it was kind of always like the music what was first. I don't know why it was just the first catch. But then when I got into the lyrics and I actually understood the song better, it was like whole new world. So yeah.
Oh wow! So this other question, like I said, this is probably the last. It is the last sort of personal question that I have. Are there other artists that spoke to you over the years? Because of course, my friends would call me like an unorthodox jukebox. Like I'll have a bit of blues, then they'll go to jazz, a little bit of pop, and then a bit of pop punk, and it'll go to rap, and it'll go to grime, etc. I could go to different styles of genres and find a lot of love from every single genre. So when it comes to music as a whole for you, was there any other artist out there that really spoke to you, even in your own genre, which is sort of pop punk and heavy metal, etc.? Was there anyone that really inspired you and spoke to you over the years?
Probably, like I don't really listen to them as much now, but Motley Crue. But because I read the Dirt, their book first, and then I wasn't really a fan of their music to begin with. But I read the Dirt, and then I got into their music afterwards. But after reading the book, it was really inspiring to like hear that the band's story and like what they went through and them as musicians and stuff because they're pretty hardcore and living through that 80s phase of being on the Sunset Strip at that time as well sounded lots of fun. So they kind of influenced me a lot.
Oh wow! So what about yourself, Nika?
To be honest, I usually I don't know. For me, it's like always a mixture. I
Mm.
don't know. It's like I have like different periods when I'm listening to like different bands. So I have like all inspirations as a guitarist from like guitar legends like I don't know Joe Satriani or Steve Vai, as well as my favorite bands, which are like metal bands. I have periods when I love like Slipknot, and I could listen to Slipknot like I don't know every day, or Alter Bridge. Yeah, all mixture of stuff, really.
Yeah, because for myself, when it came to sort of inspiration in music or someone that just truly spoke to me, you know, I would always go back. MJ was a massive one for me. His music was just absolutely sensational. I couldn't believe that there was someone as talented, and then Prince was another one as well, who was just they were just so, they don't make music like that anymore, and
Also,
in
sorry,
today's day and
I've
age.
got another one.
You've got
I've got
another
another
one?
one that I forgot. Johnny Thunders as well is a big inspiration to me.
Oh.
The Heartbreakers and the New York Dolls as well. I've got a mild obsession going on with it at the minute. So.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, there's so much. I mean, Oh wow, because it's, I would say, to this day, day and age, Bruno Mars was one of the ones that reminded me of a MJ and Prince, with the style that he had, what they had, and that he'd never miss. Every single song that they would release, you just loved, and you were just in awe, because you're like, how is somebody this talented? They never miss. Every single song they release, every single album's a hit, every single song's a hit. You'll have a top 10, a top 5, a number 1, whatever. Every single time you release something, everybody listened. And that's why I think Bruno Mars was sort of one of those artists for me. Growing up, I loved a lot of Michael Bublé. Just loved every time. I'm a big old goofball. I'm a big old nerd and whatnot. So, yeah, I could just listen to Bublé on repeat for the rest of my life, because his voice is just so soothing. It just is. I could literally be sat here right now and just simply be like, yeah, just play his Christmas album. It's not even Christmas yet. Play his Christmas album. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorted. I'm sorted for the rest of the. I'm sorted till 2024. Just play it. I don't care. Yeah. So, because my younger brother would normally annoy the hell out of me. He's like, oh, you're such a nerd and whatnot. You're such a weirdo. I'm like, all right, Mister. I like grime all the time. Listen to Bad Boy Chiller Crew and stuff like that on the daily basis. I'm like, I'm gonna listen to real good music. It's really good music. You don't get that nowadays. Oh goodness, because when it comes to music, there are so many different sort of artists that you can sort of choose from. That really were, because although people say there's not many, there is quite a lot. I think for bands that spoke to me, Queen, even though, of course, I'm still a bit in the younger years. As I was growing up, would hear a lot of Queen growing up. I was born in the 90s, so when I heard a bit of Queen, you knew it was just gonna sound good. And if you hear Queen out and about, you know every single lyric. You know the songs, because your family, most families, I would say, in Britain, I would say, know pretty much every song from Queen. Because you always hear them in the house or somewhere. Someone in the family listens to Queen, at least one. So Queen was one that I could just truly fall in love with, because they dived and they really dived in and didn't just stick to one genre. They tried opera, a little bit of opera. There was more heavily sort of rock and roll. They would divert from different genres all the time, and you were just sort of there, just going, what is this? Why is it so good? Why did he sound good every single time? See, that was they were another band or another artist that every time they released a song, you knew what you were getting. You knew it wasn't going to sound bad, it was going to sound good. And that's why whenever I hear a Queen song, I get excited, and I don't care if I don't have a microphone, or if I do, I'm singing my heart out. I don't care if I sound like a cat getting dragged across the floor by its tail. I'm singing my lungs out. I mean, you girls must have that one artist, or that one band, if sort of like for nostalgia reason, that you hear a song from them, you cannot help yourself. You cannot stop yourself. You just sing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what would be that artist for you? What artist was that for you? You'd hear one song from them, and then, boom, that was it.
Probably someone like Green Day or The Offspring.
Green Day's a good choice.
Like from back then, or probably those two are like the main off the top of my head that I can think of that like I'd probably sing along to if it came on. Like, one of those two. Both of those.
And what about yourself, Luca?
For me, still would be either Alter Bridge, or one of the other bands which I love is Avenged Sevenfold. Is like one of the big reasons why I'm playing guitar as well. So it's yeah.
Oh wow.
So it's this as well.
Yeah. So 'cause as you said, Green Day. That was what a lot of people are the same, especially from where I'm from. To hear a bit of Green Day, they'll lose their absolute rag. Uh, I myself was very big with Panic at the Disco. Very big with Panic. I loved Green Day. I love Green Day with all my heart and soul. But if I hear I Write Sins Not Tragedies, I'm sorry, my head's gone. My head's absolutely gone. Like, I can't help myself. You will see me running around looking like Boris Johnson or whatever with my hair flapping all over the place, and I'm going full blown for it. I'm singing. I'm not singing, I'm singing. I don't care. I will get up on the stage and I'll take the mic. I don't care. If I hear that, I'm gone. I will. I remember singing that very, very intoxicated once on a karaoke night, and it was filmed, and didn't sound great, but you could tell that I was giving it my all. And a lot of people winded me up about that for the next about month, and I was just like, oh great. Yeah. So every time they came around me, they'd play that song, and I'm like, oh, God's sake. So I've got one last question for you girls, and that is, are you excited and looking forward to playing in Barrow, and are you looking forward to the event in April?
Yes, especially if we fill the house out, get them people squashed in. And by then we will have written and recorded our album, and that will be out. So hopefully we'll be singing a set for the new music. We'll probably have like a couple of the old tracks, but there'll be some new music definitely in there. So we'll be able to test it out on your crowd.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool to do that. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, because like I said, I can have a chat with Ed, etc., and I say, right, how many can we get? Let's be real, because we are also going to get more.
He promised me 500, so tell him that.
He's promised you 500. Fair enough. If he's promised you that, you can't back out. He said, sorry, Ed, if that's what you've promised, don't get me in your games, Edward. I know what you're like. I love you to bits. Don't do it. he's like, don't make me the scapegoat. I'm watching you. No, but like I said, we are looking at getting more bands for the event in April as well, because we did have a Roostars festival very recently. I think it was last month, either last month or actually 2 months ago. Sorry, and great turnout, great turnout, great event. We had some great music. We had some bands that we'd love to get back, and so that's why when we had Well Rid announced that they were coming back, we were absolutely ecstatic. We were like, yes. All I remember, because they came for Green Days, which was something you missed out on if you love your Green Day.
I've heard about it.
So we had the Green Days tribute, a tribute to Green Day. They came to Barrow, I think it was 4 months ago, that was now. And they came, and Well Rid opened up for them. And so I think Well Rid are going to be one of the opening bands for Roostars Rockfest this next year. So I can't wait to have them back. All I remember from the night that they were there for Green Days was, they were very, very. They had a lot of fun. That's just, they had a lot of drink, and they had a lot of fun, and they were asking me a lot to come out with them at the end of the event, because they were having and honestly, brilliant lads. You will love them as well. They sound amazing as well. But yeah, when I, at the event, I did the interview with them beforehand. I absolutely loved them, and then met them in person. They were just even more sweeter and nicer in person as well when I met them. So I look forward to meeting you and the rest of the girls too, and I look forward to hearing more more new music as well. So if you would like to do a little promo now for your new music video, because I believe that it's now, is it now out or is it coming out soon?
coming out our single with the music video is called Slut Gun, and it's out on the 15th, Friday the 15th of September. The single's coming out on most music platforms to stream or buy, and the music video will be out on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram the same day. So, yes.
Right.
Buy it, stream it, watch it, like it, share it, support us.
You know, like she said, with this page as well, you know what to do. So, with that song as well in mind, with the music video all on the same day, you do the same thing with that. With this page, you like it, you share it, you follow it, you do the whole shebang, stream it. I don't know. Just make sure that you go on over to the link in the description for you all to check that out. You can save it. Whatever it is, you can save it, pre-save it, whatever it is, you know what to do if you want to keep up to date with all of your Lady Rage stuff. I'll leave their socials in the description for you all as well, so you can keep up to date with their new music and of course all of their future upcoming gigs, so you don't want to miss out as well. And all of this news and all these interviews that you see that I do, you can keep up to date through this YouTube channel, which is the Just Mo Show. I also have a Facebook page as well. You can check that out. That'll be in the link in the description for you all to check out as well, because all the content that you see here is also posted on the Facebook page. You can keep up to date with all the ticket sales, etc. for future events that Lady Rage here will possibly future events that they come back to Barrow after Roostars Rock Festival. Who knows? But I believe that it's going to very much happen. So that's going to be it for everybody. Thank you so much for stopping on by. Make sure to comment, like and subscribe. Make sure to check out Lady Rage as well, and all the future upcoming events that we've got coming. Like I said, also we've got Andy Whippy coming next year as well, one of the top very popular DJs here in the UK. He's coming next June, so 2 free tickets are for that event as well. And the winner of the 2 free tickets gets a meet and greet and a signed one-of-a-kind t-shirt for Mandy himself. Oh, baby! You can keep up to date with all of that here on this page and on the YouTube channel. Thank you all ever so much, ladies. Thank you ever so much. I'm going to wrap this up now. See you next time. Good night.
Bye.
Lady Rage have more music on the horizon. The latest track is coming out very soon. Make sure to follow them to keep up to date on all of their future music and their new album and future gigs on their socials. So get ready, for they are back with brand new music. Lady Rage are also coming to Barrow in Furness, Northwest Cumbria on April 26th. In 2024. Make sure to follow the page and the YouTube channel to keep up to date for more information. Tickets on sale soon.